Blunt Talk with LT episode 113. This episode is brought to you by StackWap.com. StackWap.com/shop for your SGE merch. Use promo code Blunt Talk, capital B, capital T, no space, for 10% off everything in the SGE store. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. Took a little time off, a little break, probably like a week and a half tops. Sometimes when you're doing something like this and you're trying to avoid burnout, you're not trying to come across stale, just forcing episodes out there. Sometimes you got to step back, collect a little data, kind of get a little information, ground yourself a little bit. That's what I've been doing over the past week, just pretty much just getting new perspective, new air, new topics. There's new discussion points, trying to take this podcast to the next level, thinking about new ideas, new paths that I want to go with this podcast, new directions. So, I took a little time to kind of reconfigure, listen to a lot of things, read up on a bunch of things, get a new perspective so I'm not coming across stale, trying to just force out episodes, really focusing on the numbers instead of the content. So I kind of doubled back a little bit, just trying to take the podcast to the next level. But let's jump into some topics. So, recently, this is probably the most recent news we got here. Cardi B filed for divorce from Offset. There's some files from the actual public records of her. I'll put this on the screen right here. So it's like actually finalized. The divorce isn't finalized, but the filing for divorce has already begun, with Cardi B filing for divorce from Offset. Offset kind of being, it's not like he got surprised the same way Princess Love was surprised when Ray J filed divorce, like he found out in the media the way everybody else did. Offset knew about this. They were speaking about this. There's been problems in the relationship. A lot of the problems stem from Offset's cheating. Although Cardi B said she's not an angel and she's done bad things too. We don't know what those bad things were. We don't know if they're on the level of cheating, but it's hurting a lot of fans because a lot of fans loved Cardi and Offset's relationship, fan of both artists, so they're kind of like in a little place about their relationship. But at the end of the day, it's like if you're in a relationship that's dysfunctional, toxic, full of cheating, it's like you guys are both rich. No one needs to tolerate that shit. No one needs to stay there. There's no power hold of money or whatever. They're both rich. They're both famous. They both have a lot of access to a lot of things. For me, I look at it, I'm like, okay, you guys are both rich, both famous. I don't know who has more money, but the whole child support and spousal support that's in the file from Cardi B's lawyer, it's like, I don't know. I think they should just co-parent and move along. I feel like when you guys are both rich, there's no point of trying to break the man's bank by having the man pay spousal support and child support if there's like some sort of shared custody with the child. I feel like they should just try to raise and co-parent. I don't feel like all that other shit is necessary, but that's just me. That's coming from a man's perspective. A lot of women will disagree and be like, okay, the woman's entitled to certain money, but they're both rich. It's not harming the child to spend time with Cardi over Offset or vice versa, because they're both going to have access to large mansions and money and all that shit when they're spending time. So I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see more because this filing is just taking place. So I'm not going to jump the gun with all these other details and issues with the divorce, because who knows what will happen at that time. But for the most part, I feel like black men, we need to do better when it comes to creating families. Like, of course, there's a lot of fathers out there that are dedicated black fathers, but really and truly, if we're going to try to have our community compete on the level of other communities and build strong families and stuff, we actually have to build strong families, and that comes with choosing the right woman to have children with, so you're staying with the woman while raising a child and creating a stable family for the child. Because at the end of the day, Cardi and Offset are rich, they have money, they have the means to raise a child, but it's not just about the means, it's about the structure in the household that the child's raised in, so they could kind of try to mimic that for the future generations and have fathers in the household. Because as a black community, we take a problem with a lot of things. We take mass incarceration, drugs, violence, all those crimes that's happening, that taking males away from the women and putting them in jail or killing them or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you have a stable structure, you're not in jail, you're not in prison, you're not getting shot, you're not in the streets. Like, we have to create better family structures moving forward if we want to solve all the problems in the black community. We have to hold a lot of men accountable for this, I would say. Because when we talk about black people doing well in America and the black women are graduating more than any other race and they're doing X, Y, and Z in college and they're living up to certain standards, I feel like black men, we're kind of failing in that regard. You never hear those stats about black men leading the nation in education or anything like that. We always hear that shit about black women. So there has to be a little bit of black male accountability in the shit that we do, going forward. In building our community, we have to be better, stronger men for the women. Speaking of being good for the community, 50 Cent that is, recently went out to a couple of Burger Kings and handed out thousands of dollars. Shout out to 50. 50 has so many shows coming on the Stars Network, a bunch of Power spin-offs, a bunch of other shows that 50 is destroying the TV game right now, putting in a lot of work. Okay, so this is one of the videos of him giving back to the community. We actually got 2 videos here. Let's start with this one, though. This is the most recent one.
What's all about? What's good, guys? What's up? How's everything, guys? How you doing? Good. I was like, how's everything with COVID? All right. They paying right?
Yeah, all right.
Huh?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just trying to pull up and show love to you guys. You guys work hard, Queens something. I want to come show love to Queens. Split it evenly. So, this is for you. This is for you.
Oh, wow.
This is for you. And this is for you. And we got, hold up. There's more. Hold up. There's more. Just hold up. One more thing. One more thing.
This is my birthday, thank you!
Happy birthday!
Powell, and my name is Tariq.
See you, 50. Let's go. Come on, day off. Come on. Please get your money off.
You ain't gotta do that.
Let's go. Love.
Let's go.
You need a new helmet, man.
Can I come in Powell? Can I join Powell? What name Tariq too? My name Tariq too.
Next series.
We all right.
Hey, look, I got something for you too. Oh, they working.
Turn that down. Turn the phones away.
Turn the phones away. I don't know if 50 actually give money to the police officers, because that's when the video ended. But I feel like that's the best way to actually give charity, to pull up on people that are actually working for their hard-earned money, people that actually need the money, people that are working 9 to 5s trying to grind to get the money to take care of their kids and take care of their families, low-income people. It's like when you give to these charitable donation funds and shit, it's like we don't know how they're actually divvying up the money and how they're actually, who's actually touching the money, who's getting the money. There's a lot of charities that are kind of suspect, to keep it a bean. But there's always obviously good charities as well. But giving money, giving thousands of dollars to everyday citizens that are crying and they actually need the money and they're very receptive and very thankful for the money, I feel like that's probably one of the best ways to actually donate money, because you're actually influencing change in somebody's life and you're actually helping people that need the help, and it's targeted, sharing of the money, charity. There's another video. Let me get to that before I wrap up the talks about 50 and his charity.
I gotta tell you something real quick. How's everything, guys? How's everything? How's everything? You guys good?
Yes.
How many people work here? Everybody that works here, come up front. Everybody that works here, come up front. Everybody that works here, come up front.
What's taking them so long? Everybody that work here, come on front. What's taking them so come on, come in.
God bless.
Why you still all the way in the back? You a shot? You a shot, boy? You a shot?
Here, right here.
You gotta get Anthony son. You sure you concerned about Anthony? He said she concerned about Anthony.
Here you go, guys.
There you go.
God bless.
There you go. Look at him. He has a camera over there. Oh shit! What you? Is she African? Well, she said some other shit.
We're just trying to show love to the workers. So God bless you guys.
I got you one.
Oh, God bless. God bless.
Thank you.
God bless. God bless.
Thank you so much.
God bless. God bless. God bless.
My nigga. What's up, baby?
Yeah. I love you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What's up, nigga?
So as we seen there, he was given not only to the workers in the restaurant, he was given money to the people in the drive-thru, and you've seen the woman very emotional, crying, breaking down, very appreciative of 50 helping out. So shout out to 50, good community work right there, looking out for the people. Let's move on to another topic. Don't want to spend all day on that, although that is very positive. Shout out to Fifth. What else do we got here? Okay, so recently, Celina Powell and her friend Eliza, a.k.a. the Throat Goat, had a podcast on Adam 22's No Jumper channel. It was their own podcast. It was a bunch of girls pretty much coming and trying to expose dudes or whatever. And it was kind of, I never actually got through a full episode of the podcast. It's kind of cringe and hard to get through with these girls just screeching and telling fabrications upon fabrications. They recently got dropped from Adam 22, 2-3 episodes in, and I feel like it was more of a liability type of thing because there's the Slim Danger, Chief Keef's baby moms, came on the show, and it sounded like she was capping throughout her entire performance. She was just making up stories about celebrities, and I'm pretty sure that Adam 22 does not want to be the person getting lawsuits for defamation of character or just straight up slander. it seems like a lot of those girls were just pretty much fabricating tales, and they were saying, oh, allegedly this happened. It's like they were, the way Slim Danger came on and was speaking, it sounded like everything she was saying was lies, and it seemed like she used the word allegedly so she wouldn't get sued. But you can say allegedly all you want and still get sued for defamation. Recently, she was dragged online because her Christian Dior flip-flops, her slides, her Christian Dior slides, were actually spelled Christian Dior, and they were clear bootlegs, complete rip-offs, knockoffs, $50 versions of the $1,300 slides. It's like, if you're going to be on one of those podcasts, one of those shows that do hundreds of thousands of views, possibly millions, you would think to actually come with some real slides. You come in with these knockoff bootlegs. It's like, that's absolutely ridiculous. She actually made up a story about Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham responded because she said that he wanted her to shit on him. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, yo, the quality of girls that Odell Beckham could pull compared to this girl. Like, she's Chief Keef's baby moms, but I'm pretty sure that he knocked her up when he was a dusty nigga in Chicago and shit before he got the fame. And if not, then her appearance completely fell off. I'm just keeping it a bean for the sensitive people. She's not a looker. She ain't one of those girls that you look at and be like, okay, she's fucking with all these celebrity niggas. She's not built that way. She's not cute. I'm sorry. She's just not. Odell Beckham responded with, can't knock me off my pivot no matter what shit's thrown my way, making a joke, leaning into the whole joke of her saying that he wanted her to shit on him. And to me, I heard that, I'm like, okay, that's a complete fabrication. I don't know if anyone actually fell for that. Most of the social media was dragging her and not really paying attention to the accusations because of the fake slides that we see in these pictures here. Also, this picture was taken with them after the podcast, and people were going in on these girls for just, looking completely fake or whatever. Honestly, the Celina Powell saga for me is pretty much over. I feel like her claim to fame is going to start slipping and slipping and slipping. I feel like her 15 minutes is kind of running its course because all she has to bring to the table are celebrity stories, celebrity sex stories, and she kind of ran through her bag of stories already. It's like, what more is she going to say? I don't think anybody's going to be foolish enough to continue fucking with a girl that's just going to leak all their information and potentially make up stories and lies and have other girls trying to come on the story exposing them too. It's like, I feel like only if you're a thirsty nigga dying for some clout and some exposure, you're willing to fuck with a girl like this because she's going to blast out all your information and expose you. But in this game, when you're dying for attention, you're cold, you can't get hot, it's like, that's the type of clout you might want to chase just to be in headlines. But when it comes to Slim Danger's story about Odell, I'm not believing that for a second. But it is what it is. She also had this cringeworthy clip of talking about Popcorn, reggae artist from Jamaica. She labeled him as, okay, let me just play the clip. Okay, hold on. Before I get to that, let's listen to what she said about Odell Beckham. Let me respond to the actual clip. Let the audience know if you guys haven't heard what she said about Odell Beckham.
Yeah, go, baby. You can't. You gotta.
Odell
you
Beckham.
can keep it. Bombs.
Okay, I will tell y'all the story.
Oh, allegedly. We're avoiding lawsuits here.
Yeah, allegedly.
We're dodging.
Okay. Yes, he loves to be shitted on.
Ooh.
Okay, that was my first time ever. I never
You
thought...
did it? You actually did it?
I actually couldn't shit. Okay, I couldn't shit. Okay, I
don't think I could shit on the man either. What the fuck?
I could not do it. That was something like, I'm a wild
weird.
ass. I could do some freak asshole shit. You know what I'm saying? But the shit part, you can't just do that to me like on the spot. What?
Like shit on
right
me
now. Okay, he wanted me to come on a plane. And he was like, make sure you don't have any underwear. Don't take a shower for 24 hours. I'm like, damn, what the fuck you on? But he was like, take a picture. This is how I got flown out. He was like, take a picture of me. You shitting. So I was like, all right, fuck. I can do that. So I took a whole video, bitch. What you want? I was like,
I love you. You took a video?
Of me shitting. So I sent it to him. I got, like, the next maybe 2 hours I was in Houston.
Was it like a selfie video? How did you do this?
I was just
need that. I need lessons.
Shitting. Just like, I made it sexy as possible.
Of course.
I'm gonna do that.
I feel like anything you do is sexy. I just look
We got the blueprint here.
Fuck it.
The exclusive on No Jumper, baby.
If you don't get that bullshit
Okay, they clearly said allegedly. We're trying to avoid lawsuits. If it's your truth, you're able to speak your truth, regardless of it being something that kind of looks like, I don't know. If it's your truth, it's your truth. But that's clear cap. That's why you said allegedly. You want to avoid lawsuits. Because when those girls were telling those stories about like academics or whatever, they weren't saying allegedly. She was just saying, like Celina Powell, she was saying it with her chest out. She's not scared of a lawsuit there because she has receipts and certain other things to validate her stories. But she lies too. She lied on Offset before in the past. She lied on various artists. Just these girls just out here chasing clout, trying to get these shock moments on the podcast to make some sort of money, get some more fame. It's like, this is pathetic now. This is absolutely pathetic. This is not entertaining. I don't know who this is entertaining to. Let me get to the popcorn clip and then let me move on from these broads because I really don't really care. You know what I mean? Where is that? Here we go.
Okay, who else? Popcorn. Y'all want to talk about Popcorn?
Oh.
Who the fuck is Popcorn?
He's a Canadian rapper.
So he's like Drake.
Yes, I love you too.
Is he signed to OVO? Yeah,
I
think
believe
he's
so.
signed to OVO.
I don't know,
He's
but let
not
me
that
tell you something.
popping.
You
Like,
played me trying to act like you was going with that other bitch, and you know you want
What
this
camera
squirt
we looking
pussy.
at?
The disrespect to anybody that's a dancehall fan, that's a fan of Popcorn, when you hear, oh, he's a Canadian rapper, it's like, pfft, the disrespect. It's not like it's disrespectful to be a Canadian rapper. It's just that if you're not that, to be labeled as that, it's like, come on, son. That shit is disrespectful. He's a dancehall reggae artist from Jamaica. Don't diss. He's like Drake. Yo, they're dissing. Okay, what else do we got here? Let's move on to a little more serious news. No, it's not really serious, but this is like, you know, not the fuck shit. Okay, so Joe Rogan has recently been getting called out because they're saying that he allowed Spotify to censor his podcast, because Joe Rogan has now moved to Texas. He's now doing the Spotify deal. He's on the Spotify, so the episodes on Spotify are, I don't know if they began yet or they're beginning. Oh, no, they have to have began because that's the whole gripe. People are looking at the episode list that they have on Spotify, and there's a lot of key noteworthy names that aren't on the list. There's the Alex Jones episode, an episode with Eddie Bravo's not there. A bunch of other episodes. There's at least 40 to 50 episodes that are not on the Spotify platform. And a lot of people are accusing Joe Rogan for selling out and being censored. I don't know what to say about that for the most part. I don't know why those episodes aren't actually there. Joe Rogan hasn't spoken about the episodes missing. I don't think that he's selling out or he's being censored, because at the end of the day, his all the episodes he has going forward are gonna be there. I think there's probably some problems with moving the actual episodes over. I really don't know what the problems is. It's really just speculation at this point. But I would not say he sold out, for the main reason that all his episodes moving forward will be aired on Spotify. He's not allowing them to change his content in the slightest. He's still going to cuss. He's still going to do his things that would, you know, be indicative of somebody not being censored and not selling out. So he's still doing his regular show just on Spotify, and you still get the episodes on YouTube. So I'm like, I don't even know what this exclusivity is. It's like, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to get it on Apple Podcasts or Google. Hold on. Let me actually check to see if those episodes are on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, the Lex Friedman episode. Friedman, I don't know his name. This is also still on Apple Podcasts. I don't even know if the exclusivity started yet. I think that's probably later this month, but they were just looking at the actual list of episodes, and people were calling him out. All sorts of YouTubers, other podcasts calling him out, saying he sold out because they're not there. But who knows what happened in the transitioning process, but I don't see that as selling out. Okay, let's talk about more podcast shit. We have Charlamagne the God teaming up with iHeartMedia, iHeartRadio, to start a podcasting network called The Black Effect to focus on black creators. They have 18 podcasts currently signed up with The Black Effect network, and Charlamagne's a 50% owner. Joe Budden had things to say about the whole deal because Charlamagne's been in his business, so it seems like he wants to get back into Charlamagne's business. Petty business beef, to be real. I don't know why Joe Budden and Charlamagne constantly going back and forth with each other on some beef shit, but it's actually ridiculous if we're trying to move forward with the creators and black creators and two different mentalities, two different approaches to the way they do business. But you could agree to disagree at the end of the day. I feel like Charlamagne should have probably not given up 50% of the business to iHeartMedia if you're going to try to start this whole black empowerment, black movement of black ownership, and then you're having 18 black creators being owned by a white media corporation pretty much, because it's a 50-50 deal, but it's like there's no real ownership in that. It's like you can probably leverage their marketing departments and their marketing dollars and their resources of a large corporation, which he probably it's good business for Charlamagne to do, but it sends a bad message when you're talking about ownership. If you guys are all working together on a network you're selling out the culture and having other people profit off of the culture in that regard. So I see Joe Budden's angle of what he was coming with. I see Charlamagne's business move that he made personally for himself, because I feel like this is the most profitable, less work, not doing everything, having to, fund everything. So I get why he would do something like that, but I don't know. It is what it is. It's getting these other shows an opportunity to be in a spotlight in a market that they probably wouldn't have been in otherwise. They get the ads. I don't know how those splits work, but they're getting ad revenue because of the deal. So we'll see how that works. We'll see how each individual show does after being on the Black Effect network. But this isn't anything new when it comes to networks and network deals with podcasts, because there was the Loudspeakers Network. There's Gas Digital Network. There's all sorts of different networks that come together and try to provide ad revenue or any type of thing to bring podcasting to the next level. There's a lot of ownership talk, really and truly, about what true ownership is. And it's like Andrew Schultz, Joe Budden had their back and forth about ownership and what true ownership is. And they kind of called Andrew Schultz out on the Joe Budden podcast. I disagreed with a lot of the shit they were saying, because I don't think they follow Andrew Schultz's journey that much when it comes to him and his endeavors and his business savvy and his independence when it comes to being a boss. I look at Andrew Schultz as, starting his own podcast studio or whatever, doing a lot of boss moves. He took his whole comedy career into his own hands. So I look at him as someone that's completely doing it solo and building that team and building that entrepreneurship. So I look at him as a boss. I don't think that he's trying to sign deals with all these different companies and trying to be an employee, because he's not an employee in any regard, really and truly. So salute to his business acumen. Joe, I feel like Joe Budden, he gives a lot of details in his podcast and a lot of he shares his journey a lot. So that's why when people are like, oh, you're bad at business, you're bad at this, he's just giving a lot of insight and a lot of intel to what actually goes on in his situations. So it's like, I don't know if that's the best for business, giving away all the business moves and the conversations you had with certain corporations and spilling all the dirty laundry and shit. I don't know if that's the best business move, because when you start spilling dirty laundry, a lot of corporations and a lot of places look at you like, do we want to partner up with this guy? But at the end of the day, if you're going to be a boss and you're going to talk all this boss shit, it's like, why even look for these corporations to partner up with? Find a way to monetize your own shit and build on your own, so you're not an employee with nobody. You have no complaints with these people. You don't have to debate over vacation time, because that's what it sounds like when you're an employee. If I want to go on vacation tomorrow, I can go tomorrow. I don't have to book no time off. I don't have to do any of that shit. That's the real entrepreneur life. That's the type of boss control that you need to have. You shouldn't have to be going back and forth with partnerships with your corporations. But I don't know. I don't even know what point I'm trying to make when I talk about this topic, to be honest. But it is what it is. Shout out to Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to Andrew Schultz, Charlamagne. It's like there's different angles and there's different. I feel like there shouldn't be no beef here. It's just different ways of doing business, different approaches, different thoughts and perspective of what being a boss is. So it is what it is. Nothing more to add there. What else do we got here? I know I got some more reactions and fuck shit. Okay, so a man recently. Okay, let me play the video and then respond to the video real quick. Here we go.
The attacks on the bodega owners.
Yo, this some bullshit. Out of here. This is trash. They capping. Big cap. Ain't nothing going on over here. Take that somewhere else. Yeah, they big capping. He's the president of the Bodega Association. Yeah, I saw him on the news and all that. Don't come over here now. Why you coming over here now? To make a propaganda meeting? What the f*** is going on? Yeah, show the people the real news. You a clown. Get the f*** out of here with that bullshit. Do that in another store. Not over here. Because I'm going to interrupt the whole because I'm like that. Get the fuck out of here with that bull. Go to another store. This is the president of Bodega Association. Where these you at when the violence is going on? You in your house. You in your white sneakers. What are you talking about? Let the tapes roll on, because y'all not doing no more recording over here. No, record this. You got a camera? Record this. The attack.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. Pretty much the man was not having the bullshit the president of the Bodega Association was selling to the people doing this little press run trying to cover up all their bad moves, and he was not having it. He was very brazen and blunt with his take, interrupting the media, not allowing them to spin their bullshit. Honestly, the masses are controlled by the media, and the media's bullshit and their takes on situations and their press statements and a lot of the bullshit they trying to sell. So I'm not even mad at that guy for stepping in there and calling out the bullshit. It is what it is. I don't have any more details on that actual situation. I should have probably got that. That would have been good to know exactly what was going on there, but it is what it is. That was kind of like a viral moment going around. What else do we got here? Okay, so we got Virgil getting dragged because I don't know what's going on with Virgil. All his past moves or his most recent moves, his designs. So Mercedes-Benz got him to work on a new G-Wagon, and he put out the pictures of what the actual concept would look like, and people were saying it looks like this what is this, a Scion, this terrible fucking SUV / van or whatever. They're saying it looks like this. He said most people are going in on him saying he butchered the G-Wagon. It's like, why does it have a racing cage in there like it's a race car? I don't know what's going on with this design. It kind of looks like a toy car, to be honest. Virgil needs to stay in his lane really and truly when it comes to designing, because when it comes to Pop Smoke's album cover, he butchered that. There's this car, like he needs to stay in his lane of fashion really and truly, because his Off-White and his success there with LV and everything has been successful and been good for the most part when it comes to his designs and his fashion. But when it comes to these cars and these things that are taking him out of his lane, it's like they're too decorative and weird, and it's not really the wave. There is a minority of people that actually fucks with this and say it looks cool, but for the most part, most people were going in dissatisfied, and they don't really like the look that he gave the G-Wagon. So it is what it is. More L's for him.
If you don't get that
okay, let me get to this last topic before I get out the show. Okay, so recently, this is probably like a week old news by now, Tory Lanez said that he allegedly shot Meg Thee Stallion because he was too drunk in a text message that they said that was sent to Meg shortly after the incident. And I don't know. I look at this news and I'm kind of baffled. I'm like, why would he admit to guilt? But he didn't actually say he shot her in the message, the alleged message. It just said he's sorry for his actions and he was drunk. Didn't actually allude to his actual actions. So I don't know if this will fuck him over in his court proceedings, if there's any. For the most part, this is really a weird situation to me. Still a weird situation, because I don't know if those messages are real, because she said in one of her videos before, in one of her lives, that he has not apologized and he hasn't had any remorse and had his team going around spreading false news or whatever. She said that in one of her IG lives, but now they're saying shortly after the incident there was a text message sent, and TMZ's confirming this, and I'm like, a lot of weird messaging going here. He still hasn't been charged for anything but gun possession. So when it comes to those type of things, and then people are still debating, oh, those bullet wounds did look like glass, and I don't know. I look at the stitching. I look at the stitches that were on the side of the foot, and I'm like, I really don't know. There's not a clear indication that it was a bullet wound, although to me, when I first seen the pictures, it did look like it. But then when I look closer, I'm like, I don't really know. I'm not going to try to shit on her and act like she never got shot and that's all cap or whatever, but the situation is still very weird. Still very weird. I don't know about those text messages. They haven't released the actual text message to confirm that it's real. Just a lot of speculation at this point, and there's still a lot of missing parts. I would really like to get his side of the story, because it's like you're never really going to get a full conclusion of what actually happened, because it seemed like they were both drunk, and then there's still a lot of spots in the story. It's like I feel like Meg didn't want to take any accountability for her actions in the role, because it seems like I feel like her team felt like if she took any accountability, it will kind of take away from her victimhood in the situation. But to me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like you could have told the whole story. You could have been violent towards him with your words, at least. You could have been verbally abusive or whatnot. Even if she actually hit him or did anything physical, I don't feel like people are going to be like, oh yeah, you deserve to get shot as a response. I don't think anyone's going to take away from her being the victim in the incident if she actually was physical. People might bring up the whole, it's self-defense. He's a very tiny guy. She's a large girl. But shooting somebody, you had your bodyguard driving the car. You have security for a reason. I don't feel like a domestic squabble should ever end up in shooting. So even if she was taking accountability for her part, because I know it's not as simple as, a minor argument and you're in the front seat and you get out the car. Like, I know there's more to the story that hasn't been disclosed because we've only heard her side. But regardless of what happens, he's still a bitch-ass nigga if he shot her for no reason. Even if she was hit, I feel like, nah, you can't escape that. You can't escape shooting a woman. You just can't. There's really no excuse for it. Unless your life was legitly in danger, like she brought a knife to you or she was doing something to try to hurt you and harm you physically, then it's like you can get away with that type of shit. But really and truly, still a lot of holes in the story. We're going to find out what happens later. Pretty much going to wrap this up. I was hoping for another video reaction. Let me scroll through this shit real quick. Okay, so there was recently the police shooting where 2 officers were shot in LA. We have some footage of some dude on the street reacting to it, so let's get to that. Okay, so let's react to this video. There we go.
Compton. Nigga just aired the police out, nigga. They just aired the police out, nigga. It go up in Compton. Them niggas just got aired out, cuz. They just bust on them niggas, cuz. That's crazy. Damn. Oh, it goes down in Compton. Oh, they just got bust off. That nigga on a knee. Damn. Police just got aired out, nigga. They just got bust on, nigga. They just got aired out. They just got aired out, nigga. It's going up. Somebody bust on their ass.
Yeah. 2 shares down.
Somebody bust on the police, nigga. Damn, nigga. Oh, 2 sheriffs shot in the face. 2 sheriffs shot in the face. They tripping. It's going up in Compton. Niggas bust on the police, nigga. Nigga, they just got aired out. Somebody ran up on the car and bust on their ass. Right through the window, in the face and all, nigga. It's a wrap.
Okay, so I understand when people go in on situations like this and they kind of feel like there's a sense of justice because a lot of police get away with killing innocent black people and nothing's happening to them. Breonna Taylor's killers are still free, and it doesn't seem like she's getting justice anytime soon. There's a bunch of incidents where the police are still free and living life, and even when they get charged, they get off. So people are very frustrated, and you see people like this react like this when shit like this happens. But for me, that's not the smartest move in the world. You can't be out here laughing when police get killed and recording yourself on camera. This video went pretty viral. It's like, how many cops you think gonna see this video in your LA area? And when they see that dude, it's like, it's not right, but I feel like they're gonna probably harass and try to do him something wrong because it's like he's laughing at police getting shot in the face. It's like one of the police deputies made like one of the head police chiefs or whatever made a stupid statement saying LeBron should match the money in rewards for people that if they find the guy or whatever, or for information for for finding the guy. They put that shit out like LeBron needs to match the award. I'm like, why would you target LeBron to try to match an award for the police when you're not giving any justice to any of the black folks that LeBron constantly champions in his social media? So it's like, that was just ridiculous. But for the most part, it's like, it's not the same when police get shot. It's just not. We know that guy, when he gets caught, he's going to be prosecuted and he's going to get the full extent of the law on his ass. It's like we don't get that type of justice for the police. It's not. I'm not saying like, oh, it's good for the police. Oh, fuck the police. They can just get shot. Niggas start shooting police. I'm not advocating for that type of shit because that's not going to end well. But at the same time, it's like you can't expect everybody to have sympathy for the police when the police are killing motherfuckers and getting away with it. It's like nobody gets away with these type of shits. It's like he may have gotten away from the scene, but he's going to get caught at some point and he's going to get prosecuted the way normal civilians or citizens get when they fucking kill people. It's not the same. I don't like when people try to draw the equivalence of, oh, a police getting shot opposed to a random citizen getting shot by the police or something. If a citizen shoots another citizen, you damn well know that that person's getting charged and going to jail for life or whatever. If it happens with police, it's not the same, and it hasn't been the same, and that's what the outrage is about. So I'm not here going to condone this type of behavior when police get shot, but at the same time, it's hard for people to feel sorry for them, and I understand it because of the injustice that they do to black people. But kind of a run-on episode. I'm going to wrap this shit up. Not many reactions here, just long-winded thoughts. I'm trying to take this podcast to the next level, so we out here. We got to try to extend the times on some of these reactions and these clips, not making them too short. But we're going to be back at it with episode 114 shortly. Blunt Talk with LT. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the podcast. Make sure you share the clips. I should have said this shit in the beginning of the episode. Probably fucked that up, but it is what it is. Yeah, we out here. Yeah.